for the people. More love for the people.
So our next knee dominant progression in the exercise library is going to be walking lunges. So we've already covered the baseline split squat, static lunge in place, and then we've done the reverse lunge, which are both going to be less provocative for the knee, as well as the fact that they're going to be easier to kind of balance and go through the motion. Walking lunge, because we're walking forward, we have a lot of momentum that we have to control deceleration, and it can make it a little bit more challenging. So I would say master those other two before you even think about doing a forward or a walking lunge. So things that I see commonly done wrong with the walking lunges is not traveling a full range of motion. You know, people will hold a couple dumbbells and they'll do something like this. I don't want to see that. That just shows me that you can't control the full movement. So let's try to make that a more complete exercise. And again, it could just be a motor control issue. So dial back to the split squats, get more comfy there. And the other thing would be if you have lack of control and we're slamming the knee down every time. So I'm stepping forward and banging my knee down. What we want to get is just like a nice kiss with the knee. Feel the ground's there and then drive up out of it. So this doesn't have to be something done for speed where it's like a lot of times people are going right into the next one. You can completely check down the foot before you step into the next one. It might help you to fully extend your hip. So it's probably not a bad idea. Get your balance back under you and then step into the next one. So how we would load these is either going to be a goblet position. I'm going to hold like a heavy kettlebell dumbbell in the front, or I can hold two in the front rack if it's kettlebells, or I would hold two weights to the side. I wouldn't really go with any sort of barbell back-loaded approach unless you can't hold two dumbbells to the side. And most gyms have access to like 70, 75 pound dumbbells, and I doubt that you're going to be moving past 150 pounds of external load before you want to add a bar. A lot of times people just really fall in love with the bars. It's really going to make the balance challenging, and it's going to make it almost harder to get core engagement when I'm reaching back to grab a bar up here. Whereas if I got heavy weight here or heavy weight here, it's really going to keep my abs on. So when you're doing the walking lunge, set up goblet or side loaded, control down, kiss the knee, back up, control, back up. Take your time with it. Make sure you have control. And if you're having too much of an issue or difficulty controlling the full range of motion or without slamming that back knee down, then let's dial back. So the last thing I want to talk about is stride length. Sometimes if I step too short, I could be putting pressure forward onto my toes and lifting my heels up. No good. And if I step too wide, I might just be feeling too much of a stretch on this back hip, and it's going to be tough for me to kind of get in and dig out of that. So play a little bit with the stride length, find a sweet spot for you, but make sure when you're stepping in that front foot that the whole foot stays down. And don't worry too much about the knee going forward of the toes as long as you have the ankle mobility to control it without the heel lifting up.